Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to Thursday, the 23rd of January 2025. Yes, I said the right year. We've about 1 hour and 30 minutes left of trading today. So, started recording this video a little bit earlier than usual, but that's because life happens. Things happen, and I'm recording this video a little bit early. I'm just having a look at how the market has performed today. Quick overview. I'm a little bit surprised we are down today. Maybe not so much mining, but definitely XGO down 0.56%. I thought, based off the lead-in from Wall Street, we might have had an okay day. But as you can see, sometimes I can be wrong, completely wrong. Okay, in today's video, what I'm going to do is I'll go through what I always do, go through the ASX today. I can't decide on the stock of the day. There is an obvious choice, and that obvious choice is a company called AusQuest. Share price of that company is up over 200% on copper results. Fairly small company. I don't really want to do all that many stock of the days on small companies. And there was another company whose share price was up over 100% today, and that's a company called Hydrix. And I was also thinking of having that as a stock of the day. And then a company called Praemium, which I'm actually trading. They did an update, a quarter or third quarter update, share price up over 10%. And I was thinking, oh, maybe I should do it on that company. But then I was thinking, well, I'm trading that company and I might be a little bit biased. So these are the three companies that have the potential to be stock of the day: Hydrix, AusQuest, and Praemium. And at this point in time, and I might change, at this point in time, I'll just do a top 5 stocks of the day and no stock of the day. And instead of the stock of the day, I might go through some of the Appendix 4Cs that were released today. I am time constrained. I have to do this video and any other video within 1 hour. And the reason I might do an Appendix 4C and 5B sort of update video is because none of the companies in the top 5 today released an Appendix 4C or 5B. Okay, so let's have a look at the market today. The ASX today, a down day, surprising. As I mentioned, yeah, Nasdaq was up 1.33%. Dow Jones, I suppose, only up 0.3%. And we tend to follow the Dow Jones more than the Nasdaq. But in saying that, if we go have a look at tech, it's down also. Now, not down as much as the other indices, but I did expect tech to have a good day today. And at one point, it was up. Yeah, it was definitely up at the start of the day. And we have seen the indices fall through the day. So potential weakness throughout the Asian markets, maybe, or maybe American futures are down a little bit. Don't know. Who knows what's happening or what drives our indices up and down during the day. I probably should also mention my light went about 4 or 5 hours ago, just gone, blue. So I'm just using natural light. Usually I have the blinds closed and use this light in front of me. But I've opened the blinds, so that's why maybe it looks a little bit different today. Okay. Sectors, well, IT is up. There we go, 0.4%. And really the only positive sector today, you might say, well, utilities, energy up, but they're up slightly. A really bad day for staples. Real estate, discretionary, and materials, all down by more than 1%. And if we have a look at the indices, they're all down as well. Banks okay, only down 0.11%. And yeah, pretty bad day for mining. ASX 20 down 0.56%. So let's have a look at the ASX 20. ASX 20, I'd say probably 15 companies down, 5 up. Oh, is that 2 days in a row? Oh, hey, I should retire now. I should retire from this channel because I have hit perfection 2 days in a row. So 5 up, 15 down. The 5 companies up. QBE, which I'll be honest with you, I'm happy. I am trading that. REA Group, coming in second. Happy with that. Long-term holding. In fact, at one point in time, REA Group was by far my longest hold. Then I sold it. Then I got back in. So I've held REA Group for the past 12 years for probably 11 of those years. Should I have sold out? Yes, because I bought back in at a much lower price. So that was actually a trade that I'm really happy with. But I probably wouldn't want to always do that. Telstra up, Pro Medicus, another company I own for the long term, up as well. And the worst performing companies, well, Fortescue. They did release their quarterly today. I'm wondering if iron ore is down, which it could be because BHP is down, Rio Tinto's down. But maybe a little bit more of Fortescue's share price decline is because maybe their quarterly was slightly more negative than expected. But the very fact that BHP and Rio Tinto are down a lot, I think is speaking volumes to what's happening to iron ore right now. Other companies down, Aristocrat and Woolworths. So people buy Woolworths because they think it's defensive. But sometimes you will see Woolworths share price decrease 1.16%. In fact, the share price is now below 30. I'm going to have a quick look at Woolworths share price. I wonder if $30 is an important level for this company. Not really. It did fall below $30 back in November for a brief period, but I don't like this chart at all. I do know people like Woolworths at these levels because they think share price has dropped, it's defensive, but it's still quite expensive at these levels. Okay, so let's have a look at the best and worst performing companies on the ASX today. Look at the top gainers, the top two. In fact, in my top 5 stocks today, I have listed it in order that I probably would rank them as a top 5, which means AusQuest would be the top stock of the day. Share price up 237.5% on the back of copper drilling results. I'm not the biggest expert at analyzing copper drilling results. On first look, the grade wasn't that great, but the depth, not the depth as the depth of the drill results, not how deep it was. That makes sense because it was near the surface. But the depth of the drill result was like 300 meters. So the grade wasn't that good. I would prefer grades of about 1%, but it was pretty big depth. Anyway, so it does seem like the market likes those drilling results. Share price of that company up 237.5%. Hydrix, I had a look at this company because I just don't know how to describe this company. And a unique company on the ASX, share price up 180% on the back of selling something like $2.5 million of something, a medical device company, but they're more than medical devices. They provide medical services and also ventures, something like that. So we'll talk about Hydrix later in the video. Infocus coming in number 3, not in my top 5. It could have been, but I wanted to include some bigger companies. And if I include AusQuest, Hydrix, and Infocus, you can see the market. They're all fairly small companies. I did mention Infocus quite a few weeks ago, and the chart popped up, and the chart has fallen back again. So I'm not going to get carried away with Infocus. There it is. Share popped up back in November. Pretty big volume coming through, up 167%, but it's actually gone back down. And today we've sent the share price up a little bit on the back of, if I remember correctly, it was selling something again. Yeah, $500,000 cash receipts from digital gaming project. So only $500,000, but this is a small company. We're talking about a market cap with the 50% increase in share price of only 3.94 million. By the way, AusQuest has a share price of 30.51 million. That's after the share price has more than doubled today, and Hydrix has a market cap of 7.64. I don't really want to focus on these sort of companies. That's why I was hesitant to have one of these companies as a stock of the day. Other than that, as we go down the list, Tana released their Appendix 4C. Wasn't that exciting to me. Share price up 20%. RocketDNA, I will talk about that if I do a bit of a rundown in Appendix 4Cs. And one of the reasons I want to talk about RocketDNA, by the way, I was thinking of making RocketDNA the stock of the day because I did a tweet on RocketDNA. In fact, let's have a look at my tweet. I did a tweet on this company. And RocketDNA followed me. Oh, they must have seen it. So that's the only reason I was thinking of having RocketDNA as a stock of the day, because they followed me. And it just makes me feel good. It makes me think that some of my tweets are getting noticed. So go RocketDNA. And that actually makes me want this company to be successful. They only follow 76 followers, 186 following. Yeah, anyway. That's RocketDNA, share price up 19.1%. And if I do that other video, we'll have a look at my tweet and why I actually did a tweet about that company. There was also a comment about RocketDNA, which I answered. It was more of a command. Look at RocketDNA, sort of like that. And I did that in last week's answer and reply video. And that's about it. That's about it. Let's have a look at top gainers by market cap. My holdings, apparently there was a vote about my holdings and Praemium investments. My holdings, I think it got up. I think it was successful. Haven't had a close look. And I would assume Praemium Investors is down. I could be wrong here. Down a little bit. My holdings is up. Pantoro, not sure. And there's Praemium up 11.84%. They did release their sort of an update. And I am trading Praemium, so very happy with that update. Orthocell, another pretty good day. Cyclopharm, that is in my top 5 stocks. I'll talk about Cyclopharm during the video. In fact, what I was going to do was choose between Praemium and Cyclopharm as the stock of the day, and just decide whichever company's share price was up the most. Cyclopharm up 12.07%, Praemium up 11.84%. So Cyclopharm could have been the stock of the day, maybe on any other day. And EZZ Life Sciences up 6.96% on the back of their Appendix 4C. On first look, I thought, not as good as I wanted. But on second look, I was slightly positive, more positive than the first look. And I think maybe the market is thinking likewise. Okay, let's have a look at the top losers. Nothing much here. Nothing much here. I just got a little bit of a message that the core Ausbiz has been released to my... I was just thinking what the stock of the day is going to be. And I was thinking of actually mentioning the stock of the day for Ausbiz the core. And their stock of the day today is Netwealth. Yeah, Netwealth did release their update, third quarter update or whatever it is, quarterly update. Share price hasn't gone up all that much. Yeah, I think it was like 2% last time we looked. Yeah, 2%. So nice reaction, but not the sort of reaction that would make it the stock of the day for my channel. But anyway, this is not about Ausbiz, the core stock of the day. This is about looking at the top losers. So most of these companies are fairly small and down on fairly low turnover. For instance, Pacific Edge was mentioned the other day, down 10% on a very low turnover, $4,000 of trading. And there's nothing here. Ioneer, down 9.52%. Why is this triggering something in my mind? What did they release? So this was a few days ago. Yeah, this is what I remember. Oh, that's right. The share price went up on that massive loan. Yeah, there was up 20.6. So this is probably just a bit of selling coming in today. Let's have a quick look at chart for Ioneer, because there's nothing else in the top losers. Is this a buy the dip situation? Oh, no, I don't like the chart. Okay, let's have a look at top losers by market cap. Iluka, another negative day. Yeah, let's go back to Iluka, the chart for this one. I was thinking maybe at these levels or just above this level, or maybe the share price where it closed yesterday was a nice little support level. And in fact, I did put this little line, support line there, and it's fallen through that today. So this could be a negative move for Iluka. Now, just because it's fallen through doesn't mean that's confirmed, because we saw that with Neuron Pharmaceuticals. Yes, we saw that with Neuron Pharmaceuticals. Neuron Pharmaceuticals had a negative move, and then the share price has rallied just after that. So that could have been capitulation, and then all the sellers are gone, and then because there's no sellers left, a little bit of buying pressure, share price goes on a bit of a tear. And it's actually increased about $3 or about 25% since then. Anyway, so just because it's fallen through doesn't necessarily mean it's a negative sign. Other losers here, interesting. So Liontown Resources, Vulcan Energy, Develop Global, they're all mining or associated with mining. They're all mining companies here, aren't they? Core Lithium released their Appendix 4C. 5B, not 4C, 5B. Nothing really to look there. Although, the only company I know who had negative cash receipts, which I find very amusing. So I might talk about Core Lithium if I do that standalone Appendix 4C, 5B video. And Hillgrove Resources keeps on dropping. I was thinking the other day, maybe it does look interesting at these levels. I do think the market is overreacting, because the results were always going to be, their numbers were always going to be, quarterly numbers, always going to be a little bit weaker because of lower grades, and that should improve over the next few quarters. But this is sort of, or could be an indication, the market is very short-term fixated with this company, and they might be a little bit surprised. But the share price has fallen through a support level, although that line is not straight. Oh no, that's why it's not straight. It's sort of a trend line. It's fallen through the trend line very badly, not badly, but very not, what do you call it when the slope is not that much? Not a very unsloped like trend line, and it's fallen through that. However, you can see back in middle of 2022, the share price went to about 4 cents, between 3.5 and 4 cents, and that should be a support level for Hillgrove. So I could imagine myself adding to my position in that company just because of where the share price has dropped, with potential some nice upside. Pointera, a little bit of profit taking there, I would assume. And Vection Technologies, probably a little bit of profit taking there as well, but nothing too significant. Okay, let's go to the top 5 stocks of the day. And we'll start off with Nanosonics. Share price of this has not moved the last time I looked. In fact, it's down a little bit. Share price reached a high of 397, so we have seen a little bit of selling today. I was actually impressed with this update from the company. That's why it is in the top 5. It's a trading update from a pretty big company. I'm always going to look at these trading updates. I should also mention I own this company. I initially took a position in this company many, many years ago because I thought this company had the potential of being eventually a high quality company on the ASX. It hasn't reached that point just yet. So I probably should have been a little bit more patient to get more clarification around the company or more confirmation that it's become a high quality company. I still think this is more of a trading stock right now because we have seen a few times over the past maybe 4 years where little things can go wrong for Nanosonics. Anyway, I found this trading update to be fairly positive, and that's why the share price popped up. It was not really the numbers here. So profit before tax, revenue, gross margin. I think gross margins might have been a little bit down, but everything else is up, except maybe operating expenses. Oh, it's up a little bit. But they do mention, where was it? They do mention, they do mention in the third paragraph, in view of the preliminary results, first half, the company currently expects to achieve revenue, gross margins, and operating expenses in financial year 25 around the top of each of the ranges for those measures specified in the outlook statement. So that means the company is performing to plan, but maybe doing it a little bit better than, or slightly better than possible. And the reason I say that is when a company has a range, if the company gets to the top of the range, that means it's actually a little bit better because fund managers or analysis have to put in that number, because if they have a massive range, more than likely they're going to put in the middle number in all their, their spreadsheets, whatever, their things, the AI stuff, whatever, what do you call it? Machines or systems, whatever, to spit out a valuation number. But if they get towards the top of the range, that means that number, that spitting out of the value number, I'm just totally butchering this, that number the machine spits out for a valuation of the company is going to be a little bit higher. So I thought, yeah, that's positive. And it's not negative. If anything, it's positive, neutral at worst, positive at best. And I thought, yeah, the share price will pop up. A little bit surprised we've seen a little bit of selling pressure, but that could be just because now this company's share price has dropped. Well, this is the weekly chart, by the way. So the high of the company is $8, so it's well below that right now. But there's not really been. If you just look at this the past 2 years, the share price, there's nothing much happening right now. Share price had been on a run the last few days, so that maybe the market had been thinking the company would release a positive update. That's why the share price might have gone on a run, and today could be that day where they sell the fact, maybe. Share price did get above 380, which is an important level for this company. Short-term important level, because that was the highs we saw back in September, October. Share price did get above that high or that level and has dropped below. So a little bit of selling pressure today. And more than likely, we saw that selling pressure within the first few minutes of trading. Sort of. In fact, the first 30 minutes of trading was quite volatile. Share price punched up on open, fell away fairly quickly, and then we saw more buying at about 9:20, pushed share price back up, and then selling came in again, which tells us, fair bit of selling pressure, and eventually the buying pressure fell away during the last, apart from the first hour. After 1 hour, the buying pressure fell away. So in my opinion, a good update from Nanosonics. I just wish the chart and the investing community would have, been a little bit more bold here, a little bit more positive, and this could have been a really good breakout for Nanosonics. Unfortunately, not. Okay, so that's Nanosonics. Totally butchered that one. So maybe I won't butcher number 4, Cyclopharm. Now, I just made mention that Nanosonics share price dropped a fair bit after opening. Cyclopharm was up a fair bit as well. It's up 14.53% as I speak. It did get up, and share price is 232. Share price did go up to as high as 250, which means the share price of this company was up maybe 23, 24% at its peak. So they signed a US national agreement with HCA for Technagas. This is a company I want to do a little bit more research on. I have heard some positive things about this company. I forget who mentioned it. Could have been a Livewire article or something like that. And someone did mention Cyclopharm is a company to pay close attention to because of possible positive goings on during 2025. Someone also mentioned in the comment section that some other YouTube person only owns one company, and that company is Cyclopharm. I'm wondering if I could actually see that. If I go to community, just put in Cyclopharm. No, not sure where that is, but I'm pretty sure someone, maybe it's just actually spelled out Cyclopharm. Cyclopharm. Anyway. So there has been some positive things said about this company, and then all of a sudden, a few weeks ago, the share price popped up. So this is a nice little announcement from the company talking about this agreement to provide 169 nuclear medicine, some company with 169 nuclear medicine departments across their network. So it seems like a good announcement. No financial numbers in it. So not the best type of announcement that I do find or that I do prefer because there are no financial numbers, but a positive announcement. And there is positive momentum behind this company right now. And to emphasize that, let's have a look at the chart. So share price of Cyclopharm was, that's a 1 minute chart. Cyclopharm share price, I'm going to get rid of the 200-day moving average. Cyclopharm share price was in a bit of a downtrend. So from about late 2023 all the way through to late November, early December, share price was in a downtrend. Then all of a sudden, on what day was it? The 6th of January. So we're talking about 17 days ago, calendar days. All of a sudden, the share price popped up 25%. Not massive volume, but it was enough. And then after that, the share price didn't really dip. We saw a good sign. This is a good movement in the share price after a big update. This is exactly what you want to see. And then today, we saw the share price rise another 14 or so percent. So this chart is looking really good. I do like this chart for Cyclopharm. Other than that, I don't know a lot about what they're selling. My market cap is $235.6 million. So I definitely do need to do a little bit more research on this company, but just based off the chart, it's looking really good. So Cyclopharm coming in at number 4 because of this national agreement with HCA for Technagas. Coming number 3, we have Praemium. So maybe I could have switched these two around, but Praemium up 12.11%. They also released an update, just like Nanosonics. My first thoughts on reading this update, because I am trading it, and I knew they were releasing this because they sort of hinted at it 2 weeks ago. On the 10th of January, they released this second quarter financial year 25 update. I didn't see it for a while, and they just mentioned they're going to release that update on the 23rd. And we're at that point. Now, I read this in anticipation because I knew it was going to come out. And because I'm trading it, I was thinking, I better be good. But when you are trading a company whose share price is in an uptrend, the odds are in your favor. If a company releases an update, it's going to be positive. Not always. I'd say probably 80 to maybe 80% chance it's going to be positive. If the share price of a company is in a downtrend and they release an update, I'd say it's 80% chance it's going to be negative, or maybe 70% chance it's going to be negative. So my first thoughts were, when this was released, positive. But doesn't mean it's going to be positive. So there's always this little bit of doubt there. Okay, so Praemium, record total Australian FUA up 29%. By the way, they have platforms and products and services for financial advisors. I always equate this company to Netwealth and Hub24, a much smaller company than those. I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do, to equate Praemium to those companies, but that's what I do. Platform funds under administration up 32%. Spectrum inflows, which is something new, inflows of 69 million. So it sounded really good. Everything here was really positive, but just because I think it's positive doesn't mean the market is going to agree with me. And that's why I was really interested to see what the share price would do. So just before opening, I had a look at the indicator price and it was zero. It was like, no, okay, so it's sort of like it's sort of announcement that's not really moving the needle. You can go look at the key statistics. It's all positive. It's all positive. That's what I thought. And then the share price, just before opening, we started to see the buys come in. And on open, the share price, no, actually, it was after opening. That's right, because previous close was 76 cents. The low of the day was 70. No, it was open. Open at 82. The low was 77. So there was a little bit of selling just after open. But I had a look about 15 minutes after opening. The share price was up over 10%. So that was after the indicator price was 0%. Just before trading. So I thought maybe I was reading it wrong, but I'm reading it right. Up 12.11%. You can also have a look at their presentation. I don't think you're going to get much more information out there. And let's have a look at the chart. So there's one reason why I own Praemium right now. It's not because I think it's a high quality company. I just like the chart. So let's have a look at a good looking chart right now. This is a beautiful looking chart at this point in time. And this just confirms what the market has been thinking. And the reason I say this is a really good looking chart, we see the share price go up and down in little waves. And the most important thing here is when you see the share price sort of dip, you don't see a lot of selling at that point. In fact, what I'm going to do is just zoom in a little bit more. You don't see a lot of selling, so dry up and selling. But when the share price goes up, you want to see a little bit more volume coming in. And that's exactly what we see. Really good. So on this real rise, just before I bought, there was really good volume coming in. And when the share price dipped a little bit lower, you could see the volume just dried up. And then when the share price went on a rally back in November, December, look at the increase in volume. And then when the share price dipped here, when the share price dipped from, what was it, 12th, 11th of December, all the way through to a few days ago, look at the volume. It just dried up completely. Now, you might be saying, well, that's because the time of year. But then look at the volume in the last few days as the share price turned. I was actually thinking about this about a week ago. I was thinking, oh, this could be a nice little buy the dip. And then look at the share price just take off. So pretty good looking chart for Praemium, and that's why I own this company. They could keep issuing really good updates, and the share price could go absolutely bonkers. That is what I'm hoping for. By the way, this is the weekly chart. So the share price high recently was up $1.62. So we're talking about a potential 100% gain from here if the share price gets back up to those levels, and it could. Or maybe there was a little bit too much optimism in the share price back then. But even then, that was 2 years ago. That was actually 3. Yeah, that was 3 years ago. Wow, 3 years ago. Ooh, time's going quick. Okay, that's Praemium. Now let's have a look at the two companies whose share price is up over 100%. Hydrix, up 170%. Hydrix signs key international $2.8 million contract. First thing I did when I opened this up, I went, okay, $2.8 million contract, a very small company. This is with Paul Hartman AG. I have heard of that company before. It's a medical device company. It was founded 200 years ago or something like that. It's an old company. I think it's German. I could be wrong. A medical device company. And I was thinking, I have no idea what Hydrix does. Absolutely zero idea. So the first thing I did was go to their About section. And the About section gave me absolutely no idea what this company does. They just say they're a powerful product innovation company. Okay, well, you need more than that. Their purpose is to enhance the health, safety, and well-being of 1 billion lives. Okay, zero clue still what they're doing. The company leverages powerful product innovation capability across 3 business segments. Okay, a little bit more information here. So they have 3 divisions or segments: services, ventures, and medical. Services, I believe, is profitable. So design, engineer, and deliver world-first products in innovation. So I think that means they help other companies with their medical devices. Ventures is just investing in high potential med tech clients. I think that's it's simple enough. And medical distribute disruptive cardiovascular products. Now, based off what I have read very briefly, seems like that first division, services, is profitable. I'm not sure about the other 2. A company does generate cash flow, maybe not cash flow, maybe not positive. In fact, I'm just gonna actually clarify that. Having a look at the most recent Appendix 4C. I think I knew their services was, yeah, here we go. Hydrix services in this particular quarter enjoyed a profitable quarter as a result of strong sales contract wins during the past 6 months. 3.1 million sold in the quarter. And if we have a look at this particular Appendix 4C, cash flow or receipts to customers 2.7 million and operating cash flow negative by $209,000. Most of the spending is on staff because I suppose they don't have to spend much money on product manufacturing if they are helping out the other companies or they're into ventures. Although they're a medical device company, they probably would have to spend something on that. Maybe they don't have to spend much money, but close to being operating cash flow positive. So definitely one maybe to put on the radar if you believe in this company. Now, this company's been around for a long time. So they really haven't grown all that much since they've been around. I think it was 2006, something like that. And I did go through their website here. I think they're about who we are. Yeah, 2002, sorry. So our history, since 2002, the company has evolved from a software and electronics consulting firm into a globally acclaimed leader in product development and distribution. So you can have a closer look at their website because they talk about their technology, innovation, services, cardiovascular products, that sort of thing, and also ventures. Anyway, so that's a Hydrix. Share price up 180%. So let's have a look at the chart for Hydrix. I'm not sure if I have this company in any of my watch lists. Let me have a look. Oh, it's in my Appendix 4C. It's also in my IT tech and software, but this company never pops up. And I think the reason why it never pops up is if you have a look at the chart, what an ugly looking weekly chart. This is a weekly chart. A massive rise in share price back in August 2020, up 411% in 1 week. So keep that in mind as well. But if you look at the daily chart, this could be a breakout. Massive volume coming through. Share price has popped up. Now, because the share price has been a downtrend for a long time, there could be a bit of selling pressure. So we need a lot of buying pressure coming in, and we need sustained buying pressure to cover all those shareholders who want to get out of this dog stock. But a pretty good day for Hydrix. I'm just going to see how this company goes over the next few days. If the share price doesn't drop all that much, that could be a good sign that this market or this announcement is viewed quite positively by the market. Okay, so coming in at number one, we have AusQuest. This is copper drilling results. Share price up 228.57%. Significant porphyria. How do you pronounce that? Porphyry copper discovery at Cangello. So that's what I'm going to say. Significant copper discovery at Cangello. My first thoughts when I saw the drilling results here, 348 meters at 0.26% copper. They've also got a bit of, is that silver? I forget, gold. No, that's silver. Isn't AU silver? Oh, gee, that's terrible, Michael. AU silver. Yeah. Silver is AG. Gold is AU. Oh, I'll get these two mixed up. Anyway, that's not the point here. I think it's mostly the copper. So 348 meters, that's not how far down it is. That is the depth of the strike. They do mention here how far down it is. It's only 6 meters down. So this is near surface. Now, if this was 348 meters at 1% copper, I would be like, whoa, 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 hello. And I could definitely see why the share price would have been up a lot. Now, it's 0.26% copper. Now, I think it's just the 348 meters. That is a lot of depth. That's a deep, big, wide, maybe that's the word I should be using, wide hit. Anyway, so I think the key is 1%, but it could be just how wide this hit is. Maybe that's why the market is really excited. I actually did a little bit of research. I think I did research on this. How to read copper drill results. And if you go to, which one is it? So I looked at this one. There's another one I really like, and I don't remember what it is. I was trying to find it. This is from Carl Camberlingo, and they did mention 1% here. Like copper, greater than 1% is commonly used as a threshold for high-grade copper deposits. The problem with this is how wide the hit is. So even though it's 0.26%, it's a fairly wide hit. So maybe not the grade there, But there was also another article I did read which just mentioned something. I don't think it was this one. It was just how to read results. How drilling results make the grade copper and zinc. Operating copper mines currently have an average grade of 0.53%, and the current copper, we don't need to know the current copper price. So average grade of 0.53%. There was one article that just mentioned, it was a fairly big area, Newcrest. So one of Australia's largest gold copper projects, Newcrest, this article was written a few years ago, is currently extracting less than 0.4% copper equivalent. So that's a little bit higher than 0.26%, but because it's fairly big deposit, they are able to mine it and get a bit of profit out of it. There's another article that I really liked, and I can't find it here. I just wish it was there. And I'm trying to remember what website it was. Definitely wasn't Hot Copper. Oh, maybe it's this one, Resource World Magazine. It could be this one. Yeah, it was this one. So this one, they have all the different, or some of the different elements here. So copper, anything over 100 meters and 1% copper equivalent or better is considered to be high grade. For example, Serengeti Resources announced 119.6 meters of 0.9% copper at depths from 180 to 300 meters. The stock then increased from 30 cents to $1.50 after those drilling results were reported. That's the sort of thing I'd like to see. Some examples. So this could be one example in the future I could use. So maybe I should collate drilling results and how the company share price has performed. The other thing about this Serengeti, it's 119 meters at a pretty good grade, but it's at a big depth, so 180 meters down, so it's not near surface. So a lot of things you do have to take into account, but the most important thing here is the market liked it. The market liked it for AusQuest. Share price up 100, well, according to this, it's up 187.5%. Oh, it's different, 229% on ComSet. It's up a lot anyway. And this is the chart. This is a potential breakout. Share price drifting lower, just drifting lower the last few years. And maybe this is the breakout. You'll notice we have seen a little bit of selling between 2.3 and 2.8, which is not surprising because that zone is a zone where a lot of people, investors in the past, bought shares in this company. And if they saw the share price drifting lower and lower, and then they saw the share price rise today, they're getting out. They're getting out. They can't take it anymore. They know the share price has risen, and they're fearing the share price has risen to these levels and it's going to drop away again. So they want to sell out of this dog stock. So there is a bit of selling pressure right now for AusQuest Limited. Okay, that's all I got for this part. Now, the question I have, this video has gone from 38 minutes. Should I just have a look at some of your comments and maybe do this Appendix 4C another time? So the companies I do want to touch upon include Next Science, RocketDNA, EZZ, company called EP&T Global, maybe Talius, Core Lithium, and PWN. What's PWN? Parkway, something Parkway. So all few of those companies had the potential to be in the top stocks of the day. I don't think I have time to go through all of those companies at this point in time. So what I'll do is have a look at some of your comments. Rick Thelian says, Hydrix and ICE up. Copper from Holt AQD up over 200%. Yes, I've talked about all those companies, haven't I? Except ICE, Tana. Tony Kalako, many thanks for considering ETF analysis. Yeah, I actually plan to do more of their videos in the future. Stu Percy says, with ETF, looking at fees is also very important. I do know that's important, but I also say, as a counter argument, that if you just focus on the fees, you could make the wrong decision. So if you have two ETFs and went, oh, I'm going to go with this ETF because it has lower fees, you could be picking the worst quality of the ETFs. So I'll just throw that out there as well. Blacktop Images, I bought into DTEC at IPO, just a small amount, but it's looking good so far. What's DTEC? Alps Disruptive Technologies, ETF. Is that what you're talking about? listed back in 2017. Well, if that's what you did bought into, it's doing really well. Anyway, what else do we have here? Uranium companies might be up as a big fund took position in Boss Energy. Nice comment from Nice. Let's have a look at Boss Energy. Let's have a look. Change in substantial holding this morning. There was another one the other day as well. So maybe that was it. Change in substantial holding. Yeah, a bit of an increase from State Street Corporation from 10.2% to 11.2%. Would that really drive the uranium market up? I don't know. Another one this morning. Maybe this is the same people. This is from JP Morgan and Chase. They've increased the stake as well. So that could move the needle for one particular company. Would it drive the share price up for all companies? Maybe. Maybe you're right. Nice. And he also said, nice, excellent video for Pentanet. Thank you, Happy Now. Nothing much here to really focus on. Trader Hopper saw the author sale announcement and thought it was a bit of a yawn. Yeah, I did nothing for me. Obviously got that wrong. Same with me. Well, actually, no, that announcement was not price sensitive, if I remember correctly. Is that right? That's right. It was not price sensitive. And when I did actually have a look at it, there was nothing in there that I think it was more noise. I think the share price was it was in, what's the word, was in store for a nice little bounce, just because there's a lot of positive sentiment behind this company. Share price had dropped a little bit. And yeah, so if you have a look at the share price or the chart for author sell, yeah, that's the share price had dipped a little bit, not a lot. Share price actually hit the 25-day moving average. So that is a nice little support level. You can see it bouncing off that level a few times here. Bounced off it back in late November, and it sort of bounced off it here. So the next time you see the share price get towards a 25-day moving average, maybe it'll bounce again. Just putting it out there. Doesn't mean it will happen, but putting it out there. Obviously got that wrong. BrainChip and Boss both up nearly 15%. So 3 of the viewers' picks for 2025 had a good day. By the way, I'm going to end this video right now. I am very close to coming up with my top stocks of the year. I do have some limitations. For instance, some of my limitations when I'm picking top stocks is I don't want to pick any companies you chose. So that's those 22, 23 companies you chose. None of those companies. So I was going through all the companies you chose twice. And a lot of those companies I own. And that comes to my second limitation. I don't want to choose any companies that I already own, either for the long term or trading. And I was going to pick Pentanet, but I had to get rid of that because of what happened yesterday. And the reason is I took a position. So I can't include Pentanet. Oh, by the way, Pentanet, I did mention yesterday that I was thinking of taking a position if the share price dropped to the mid-4s. And guess what happened today? So what I did after recording, I put actually an order into Superhero, and I put an order in at 4.4 cents, and lo and behold, fell to 4.3 cents, almost within the first 20 minutes of trading. I think someone just dumped shares on market. Share price fell from 5 cents to 4.3 within a minute, and my bid was hit. I got a notification on my phone. That's how I know. And share price hasn't quite rallied today, but this is healthy. Share price dropping a little bit today. Volume has remained pretty good, 7.4. Nothing like yesterday. The volume yesterday was extreme, 48 million. But I think there is new interest in this company. And I had a close look. I really like this company. Really like Pentanet moving forward because it reminds me, not the company, but it reminds me of the cash receipts growth to my net phone in 2010, 2011. I did homework or research on my net phone. I'm going to try and find that research. I could have deleted it for some reason. I should not delete any of my research. That is something I've learned. Anyway, so that's all I have for today's video. Sorry about the Appendix 4C. Just don't have enough time. I don't think I'll give it justice in 15 minutes. So I'm going to leave it there. Well, actually, I did release a video this morning, didn't I? So no video after this one tonight. If you have any questions, any thoughts, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I am not a financial advisor. If you need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.